Okay, guys, this is a break from the historical early church series. I will be finishing it. Thank you very much for those of you who responded to my request to find out if anybody wanted to finish it. But today I want to talk about a doctrinal concept called dispensationalism. Dispensationalism is a belief that a covenant, a new covenant, supersedes a previous covenant. I.e., for example, with Christianity, that once Jesus died on the cross and was resurrected, that it negated the law, the Torah. And I'm going to basically refute this based on two things. One, a verse in Matthew 5:17 through 21. I understand a lot of people see it a lot of different ways, but I'm going to quote it. And I'm also going to use general revelation. In other words, empirical viewing of the world against covenants that have been made since Adam. And you decide what you think. So here we go. I'm first going to read Matthew 5:17 through 21. I'm going to turn around, excuse me, but I will read it as loud as I can. So hold on, here we go. Matthew 17 through 21. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them, and I will cover that word fulfill in a second. Going on to 18. I tell you the truth, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished. Anyone who breaks the least of these commandments, teaches others to do the same, will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever practices and teaches these commandments will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I tell you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. Now we can go, that alone, we could go for a 10-minute video. But I'm going to hit a couple of things. First, Yeshua says that he has not come to abolish the law or the prophets. And in Greek, it's an absolute word. And the word he uses in Greek to fulfill, it means to give meaning. It's a bad translation. Now, in other translations, the word smallest letter or stroke is actually jot or tittle, which are the markings that you find in certain locations. For example, if you read Hebrew, the story of Jacob and Esau, when Esau kisses Jacob, there are dots and tittles, for example, and we can go into that whole prophetic stuff, but I don't want to right now because it'll just take us way over 10 minutes. But he says not one stroke of he's referring to the Torah, because only jots and tittles are found in the 5 books, the first 5 books of the Old Testament, quote unquote, or the Tanakh. And he says until heaven and earth passes away, nothing will change. Now, a lot of people will say that once Jesus accomplished all things, that all the covenants prior have been done away with. Now let's look at all the covenants. We'll start with not just the covenant between the children of Israel and God, but let's go to the first one, which is the curse that was laid upon, or the covenant that was laid upon to Adam. The Adam covenant is a curse, and it says that Adam will have to, by the sweat of his brow, bring forth food, and the earth will fight him all the way. Well, this still goes on. There are still famines and floods and destruction, and people still starve, and people have to work to get food and shelter. The other part of that covenant is that women will travail during childbirth. They will have great increased pain while having children. As far as I know, including close family members, this still goes on, and it doesn't stop. So that covenant hasn't ended. Now we go to the next covenant, which is Noah's covenant. God makes a covenant with Noah and says, I promise you we will not drown the people, we will not destroy humanity with water, and this is the covenant I will have with you. There will be a rainbow. There are still rainbows, and so on. And all these are found right up to the Mosaic covenants, which with Israel on Sinai, are all found in the Torah. Jesus, or Yeshua, says until heaven and earth pass away. Well, the heavens and the earth have not passed away. Women are still travailing in childbirth. Men still have to work. There are still rainbows. People are still circumcising children. It still goes on. And we still need the rule of law. That's what it is. So these covenants through general revelation have not ended. Dispensationalism is a funny thing. It's always funny that the people who stand by dispensationalism hold fast to the fact that their covenant is eternal. It's always funny because, you know, if you look at Christians, their covenant is eternal, and they would never go to, say, Mormonism or towards the practice of the Mormons of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because they feel that their covenant is closed. This is it. This is the only covenant we have. It doesn't change. Our covenant of grace will last forever. So it's kind of interesting. So dispensationalism has huge holes in it that you could drive a tractor trailer through. So basically what I'm saying to you is, yes, there are additions. There is an understanding that Noah practiced kashrut. He killed clean animals, as it says in Genesis, and so forth. So you find that there's an eternality from Abraham through, even today. We still stop at stop signs, and if we don't, we get tickets. There is a consequence because there's law. Now, if you look at Mosaic law at the mitzvot, most of them cover on how we're supposed to treat each other, and also how we practice with God by treating each other. So those laws have not stopped. We still have laws, and we still have rainbows and suffering and starvation and painful childbirths. So dispensationalism is problematic. So I just wanted to share that with you. Until rainbows stop and women start having children without pain and food is placed before us without any suffering, and there is no more floods and famines and pestilence, the covenants will continue infinitum. And that's my view and my belief on refuting dispensationalism. Peace.